Hey, hey, how is everyone doing? Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you hear me? I'm assuming you can. So, no, you can't hear me? Oh, holy hell. I'm not using my earbuds, so let me know if you guys can hear me so I don't have to sing again because that was tragic. Okay, yay! So, how is everyone on this fine Friday afternoon? It's pretty cold here, you guys. I'm not going to lie. It's unusually cold for where I'm at this time of year. It was 29 degrees this morning. I was freezing my tits off. But, oh shit, it's cold out here now. Let me grab a jacket. Um, so yeah, lots of stuff going on. Christmas is right around the corner. Is everyone ready for that? I am not whatsoever. I'm not. Um, I'm ready for this year to be over. I know that much because it has been one hellacious year. All right, I'm going to take you guys outside with me because my doggos are out there and my kiddos, my older kids, are inside. One of them's about to go to work, though. She's got a new job at a daycare. She loves it. She's working with 2-year-olds. She's still going to school, which this semester is about to wrap up. So, and like a lot of college students, once you get to, like, you get through your first semester, a lot of times they want to change their major, which she is considering. She was going to school to be an ultrasound tech, and she wanted to strictly do like prenatal care. But now she's thinking that she might want to do something different. So, she has my support as long as it's something she's going to be happy doing and something that will allow her to be independent and not ever have to rely on anyone. And I say that just because of what I have experienced. Yeah. So let me say hello to everyone. And there are a couple of people that I'm going to give wrenches to. So I will go back and do that after we end. I thought you guys already had them, but apparently I was wrong. Let me just go ahead and pin that puppy real quick. So hello, John Cena, L. Kennedy, that girl, Lion Mama, Skunk, hello, hello. Hey, Nick, Princess Ice, Cat, Libby, Jimbo, you guys that are driving, drive safe. Kazzy, October 50, Summer, hello. Yes, the warm weather. Like, my favorite time of year is fall. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. This cold weather, I don't know if I'm built for it, but with things that are to come, I have to learn to adapt to this cold weather. Let's see who else in here. Hello, Raylan, Luna, Spicy, Sizzles Lair, Markella. Woo! Oh, let me turn my freaking notifications off. All right. So yeah, um, getting over being sick. That's always fun. Usually around this time of year for us, it's still like, in the 60s consistently all day. It might get down to the 40s overnight or early morning, but we don't get snow or anything like that. Where I'm at, we might get some snow flurries, but then it just turns into like a slushy, muddy mess because that's just how we roll down here in the boot. Um, so I would like to build a snowman. but I don't think it's going to be happening. Oh, what else has been going on in old CJ's life? Oh, Mini Me made the soccer team. So these poor kids, I hate that soccer season is in the winter, right? Because the baby's out there running around in this cold weather, and they're not allowed to wear like leggings or anything under their shorts. It's insane. But yeah, I'm so excited for her. This is her first year ever playing soccer. Like, she's been doing gymnastics for a while, and actually she just got a note from her gymnastics coach. She was invited to be a part of the middle school gymnastics team. She's only in 5th grade, so she's not quite there yet, but I guess she's doing well enough. Yes, soccer in the winter. They're doing practices right now. They just started practices this week. Their actual season, the games, don't start until February. That's nuts. Because I want to be there for the games. Good gracious. I'm gonna have to have it double padded bras on just so my headlights aren't showing. It's gonna be so cold out there. Whew. My only rule here, and I don't expect a whole shit ton of people to pile in, honestly. Um, just be respectful. There might be some people coming in that we don't get along with. Basketball season is, let's see, it goes football, basketball, soccer, baseball. Yeah. So, ugh. And she's thinking about doing softball. And then this year, she'll be able to try out for the dance team going into middle school next year. Hello, Tiny T. Everyone else coming in. So yeah, let's just, try to be as kind as we possibly can to each other. I know tensions are high. People are just pissing everyone off left and right. And we're going to talk about all that. People have been trying to piss me off too, but I'm just going to go ahead and let everyone know, if you really want to get under my skin, you're going to have to try really hard. Like, I'm not an easy person to make mad, because I am blessed with the ability to just let shit roll. Let's see. So we are already, it's what, like December 7th today? 6th, 7th, something like that. So not too long till Christmas. I'm fixing to go full force at decorating. I decorate a lot. And then I also do I dry out orange and apple slices and make ornaments and garland out of that. Um, that's actually a Yule tradition. And I'm going to attempt at making a Yule log cake this year. Woo! It might just end up being a big mess, but we'll see. Hello, is it Amzi? Amzi? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but hello and welcome. So, let's see. What's first on the list? I have a list today, you guys. Kinda. I took a little nap earlier, and while I was sleeping, my dog is trying to climb up a tree to get a squirrel. While I was sleeping, I had a dream. I had a dream that I was talking to someone on panel, and it was getting a little heated. And I woke up real quick, and I had to start writing stuff down so I wouldn't forget, because it was stuff I wanted to talk about. It's weird how that happens. Like, you fall asleep with something on your mind, or you fall asleep listening to someone, and then it carries over into your dreams. That's when you need to take a little break, right? Breaks are good for everyone. It's healthy. And I think that everyone across the board should probably take some more time off, just because of how schizo people are getting. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So, some other things that have been going on. Oh, I know that some of you like follow my community page for like when I drop songs and videos and stuff like that, because music is a huge part of my life. The ex drummer of My Chemical Romance sadly passed away. They found his body on November 26th. He hadn't been heard from since November 4th. That was the last time anyone saw or spoke to him. And when you think about that, that's actually pretty sad. Like, I know that, like, let's say in our chat, um, if someone's not around for a couple of days, one of us is going to ask, do you know what's going on with this person? Like, we notice when someone's not around. And if it was someone in my real life that I've talked to a lot, especially family, and then I don't hear from them for 22 days, it's just sad to think that, he died alone. They haven't released the cause of death yet. It's under investigation. Um, and there's no exact date of death released yet. They don't know how long. They just said that he was badly decomposed. He had 2 dogs that they did remove from the property after they removed him. My guess is mental health related or substance related. They don't suspect foul play because all of his weapons and his very expensive musical equipment and awards and things like that were all untouched. So that's just sad. And My Chemical Romance actually has a tour coming up next year, which I'm pretty excited about. And actually, 2025, God, it sounds so weird to say that. 2025, you guys. Let that sink in. I remember when I was little, I used to think that by the time we got to 2025, we would be like driving around in spaceships and I wouldn't have to do the dishes because I would have a robot to do them. Yeah, that hasn't happened yet, which I guess I could probably get a robot if I could afford it. But let's be honest, I can't even afford an erector set right now. Oh, Amber, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, music wise, there's so much going on. I posted, I think, 3 concert schedules on my community page. So we have Vans is doing the 30th anniversary of the Warp Tour. And I think there's only like 4 dates that they're doing. We have the When We Were Young tour, which will be in October in Las Vegas. Um, Breaking Benjamin, My Chemical Romance. So many good concerts coming up. Hey, Queen Ashley, Truth Hurts, Panda Berry, Nana Kim. Hello, hello. So, if any of you guys follow along with like the moon phases, like all the girls know that I constantly bombard the chat with like pictures of the sky and the moon and the stars and stuff. I just love stuff like that. We are in the waxing crescent phase of the moon. So it's 4 days until the first quarter. So everyone's probably thinking, what the hell does that mean, CJ? Well, I'm going to tell you. The waxing crescent phase, that is the time where you put your intentions into actions. It's a time for like rebuilding, restarting. We're constantly in control of the trajectory of our life, right? You can dream and manifest and set intentions and goals. So this would be the time where you plant those seeds and start over and get off your ass and make it happen. We can't control everything, but just know that the energy and the thoughts that you put out into the universe is what's going to come back to you. If you're constantly putting out negativity, you're probably going to be a miserable son of a bitch, honestly. You're just going to be bleh. So I try not to do that. I try to be as positive and upbeat as possible. But life kicks my ass too. No one had talked to him for a week. See, that's so weird. Like, a week is a long time, right? By anyone's standards. But then you think 22 days. Like, no neighbors questioned. And I don't know how his house was set up. I think he was in Nashville. So I don't know if he was in like a condo, an apartment, or, a brick and mortar house. I don't know. Very strange. I'm curious to see what, happened. So, what else is going on? Like, astrologically. Oh, we have 4 retrogrades going on right now. That's a lot. Actually, Neptune is wrapping up. Mercury is in retrograde until mid-December. I always hate saying this. Uranus, whatever you want to call it, is in retrograde through January, and Jupiter through February. So lots of energies going on. That could be why some people are losing their minds lately. Who knows? Whew. So, the year of the dragon is wrapping up, according to like the Chinese New Year. 2024 was the year of the dragon. That will be wrapping up January 29th, and it will be the year of the snake. So, that's just a little bit of astrological trivia and facts for you. Um, I shared a link earlier before I get too far into all the other stuff. Hello, yeah, mom. El Kennedy is going to have a premiere around 4 o'clock. I don't know if that's central. Um, but yeah, the link's up there. And then if mods feel free to drop it, you can drop anyone's link in my chat. Also, if you would like to tip me, it's $sign CJ0024. It's scrolling across the bottom. There's no shame in my game. I don't expect you guys to pay me. But, Christmas is coming. There's a very special present that I want to get for someone. So every little bit helps. And if you can't, that's okay too. I still love you anyway. Oh, your kiddo wants a snake. Ooh, I used to have a ball python. Her name was Pandora. She was amazing. Used to let her like go out in the grass and play and stuff. But when we moved, I had to rehome her. Yes, yeah, mom is hot on these streets. She is just kicking ass and taking names with all of her Ernie content. These phone calls are comedy gold. I have listened to all of them more than once. Some of them more than others, but they are hilarious. And it really paints like a completely different picture, right? Than what we've been hearing from him all these years, all these extra little tidbits and facts that he's throwing in there. Oh, a 14 call video. Oh, that's going to be so exciting. Hey, Pindar. And I know that a couple of people got like butt hurt over these calls. They're like, it's an invasion of privacy. Well, when you go to jail, the whole purpose of going to jail is because you're going to have some of your basic human rights stripped away from you. It's a punishment, for crying out loud. Yes, the phone calls have made it to the real true crime sector, which is just amazing. Like, the stories that he has told just in the time that I have known of him, they're just so like fantastical and unbelievable. I can only imagine, like, when you throw in all this stuff from before any of us knew who he was. You can't make this shit up. You can't. He can, but I would never think of coming up with some of that stuff. And I have a pretty vivid imagination. Okay, yeah. So Elle Kennedy dropped her links on the Kennedy Clips channel. So make sure you go set that notification. We'll be done in plenty of time. So yeah, those phone calls, and she's been releasing, some like old content of his that has been gone because he's lost all these channels that he's ever had, basically. So he seems pretty confident that if he were able to get out of jail, that he could beat this case. We've heard him say that several times. If I could just get out, I could work on my case and build it and beat all this. Well, no, you had 2 years to work on your case to try to beat it, buddy. I even told him, I said, look, just go get all your facts together and go face this and be done with it. Why drag it out? If you're so innocent, why drag it out? Why live like this? But it was like talking to a brick wall because common sense is a foreign concept to him. He does want out to run. I am absolutely confident that if he were to get out today, he would be gone. I don't know where he would go, because his resources have dried up, from what I can see now. I'm sure he's got people in his pocket that none of us know about. Maybe. I don't know how much his own family would help him. But let's be honest, if he tried to go to his family's anywhere in Kentucky, they'd find him. So I don't think he would do that. He would rather turn his back on his entire family to be on the run than to put his big boy pants on and deal with his responsibilities and take accountability for his actions. And that's sad because your family, we all get older. None of us are here forever. None of us are guaranteed a tomorrow. And I would give anything to have my parents. There's no way that I would willingly just turn my back on them because I didn't want to face the consequences of my actions. You think a few of those tiger ladies, I think that Tiger Mama or whatever her name is these days, Dragon Mama, floppy disks or whatever, like the way she sports that tiger hat and has her little Ernie doll, I think she would definitely help him if she had the means. I mean, that's really the only thing she could offer, right? Is a place to stay because times are hard for everyone. I'm not going to like make fun of anyone's financial situation. I'm not going to be all grinchy right now because times are tough for everyone. Lord knows I'm going through it. But, you know, she's also not trying to do anything to change it. So I don't have a lot of sympathy. I mean, after all, she does have fibromyalgia. Just call her dragon tits. Yeah. She only takes in relatives and wayward boyfriends. So, the next call is going to be a good one, huh? Oh, yes. Thanks for reminding me, Elle Kennedy. So, Tamori has been creeping around again. Um, she got her get out of jail card. So she's, I think yesterday I watched a premiere that Sizzles did, and she was like given a house tour. But the thing is it wasn't her house. She doesn't live there. I guess she thought she was going to live there. I don't know. That one, she is one whack job right there. She is something else. And Tamori, if you're listening, bitch, I want my money. I want my refund. I need it. I have Christmas presents to buy, you old heifer. She never refunded anyone. She tried to convince everyone that she did. No, she didn't. So, and Sizzles has another video, like TikTok's where it's at, you guys. I have gotten so invested in TikTok lately. The things you see on there, my gosh. Oh, and the scammers are coming out of the woodwork. Remember a couple of months ago, I talked about those like Findom girls or whatever they're called, where they just get dudes to like fund their whole lifestyle in exchange for getting cussed out, or they even put, gosh, this is like next level crazy. They even get these guys to put devices on their hoo-haws and mail them the key. I mean, I think the dude keeps a key with him as well, but it has to go like in a lockbox and he has to like get permission to be able to unlock the device. It's just so strange. I didn't know like that whole world existed, but it's so weird. But these women are raking in like thousands of dollars. So now these guys have like filtered over to TikTok, and every once in a while, one will show up on my For You page, and they all say the same thing. It's worded exactly the same way. And they're using these pictures of these like super hot guys, and it's not. It's some foreign guy who probably can't speak a lick of English, and he's like in a call center somewhere. So their setup is they're like, I'm looking for a wife, or I'm looking for a sugar baby, and you'll get like $10,000 a month. All you have to do is DM them on Snapchat or whatever platform they're using. But then the catch is they don't just give you money, right? The thing is they want you to pay a fee. They say that you have to pay like a 40 or a $50 processing fee in order to get your funds transferred. Or they want to send you like an electronic check, which will never clear, and all that stuff. It's People are getting so creative with their scamming these days. Yeah, I don't like TikTok lives either. I can't ever figure anything out, and I don't know. I haven't met like any friendly people on TikTok lives. Like I doom scroll, honestly. I just like to see what's out there, and I look at like a lot of tattoo videos and recipes. Like I've been getting some banger recipes from TikTok. I tried one last night. It's like some taco dump meal or something, but what it is you get a bag of frozen hash browns, and you put that on the bottom of the crock pot. And then you get like a pound. I use 2 pounds because I believe in leftovers um, of hamburger meat, and you brown it, and then you add your taco seasoning. Then you add the meat on top of the hash browns, and you use 2 cans of the Campbell's cheddar cheese soup. You put that in there, some garlic. I used fresh garlic. Um, the video they showed like the jarred minced garlic, but I use fresh cloves. Onion powder, onion. You can really put anything in there you want. And then you add like shredded cheese, and you cook it on low for about 3 hours. And it is so good. And I made mine with fire roasted corn on the side and Southwest beans, and then like some homemade tortilla chips. And you can either just eat it with a fork, or um, like dip it with your chips. I guess you could eat it pretty much anyway. Throw a little sour cream on there, and you got yourself a meal. So yeah, send you a message on TikTok. Me send you a message on TikTok. Oh, happy birthdays. Well, happy birthday to everyone who has birthdays currently, or recently, or coming up. Hey, Freeside. All right. So I think that's like all the random crap I have to talk about. Let me make sure. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now we're gonna get into it. Um, drama, drama, drama. So yesterday, um, someone tagged me in a post, and I felt like they were kind of attempting to call me out or put me in my place, or I don't know what the point of it was. It was in reference to the live that Nicolina had done the other night, and we were talking about different things. And I had made a comment in the chat about, because someone else had done a live and said that, they were there for another person. If no one has ever noticed, I try not to insert a lot of names. And this is why. This is why I do that. One is because I am that gray area, right? Two is because when I feel that if I'm constantly giving names for every little situation, that kind of helps invoke conflict between people. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm dropping names because I expect them to stand behind me and hate someone or be mad at someone just because I am. Because that's not what I expect. And if I don't insert a name, then the people who are involved in the situation are going to know who I'm talking about, right? And that's really the goal, right? Is to let them know, hey, you got this wrong. Or, hey, I don't like that you said this. They know. They know if they're guilty or not. It just, I don't ever expect anyone to champion behind me and hate someone just because I'm pissed off at them, right? Y'all don't ever have to do that for me. I'm the big girl. Um, So they had done this live talking about a situation about a phone call that was made to someone's family. And I will say the name about this. Kels had said that Gypsy and called her family and was saying all this stuff and da 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 da. Well, it was kind of split. I saw a lot of people in Gypsy's chat saying that's just not her style. She would never do that. Well, this person went so far as to say that they think that Kel's husband is trying to set her up. And she's like, we were there for Kel's. I was there. I supported her and did this and did that. Well, yeah, okay, that's great. You were there and you supported her. And then you turn around and you're throwing all her personal business out there. Like, I didn't know about any of that stuff that happened in Kel's marriage. When people start talking about stuff like that, I feel like I'm eavesdropping. I might halfway listen or I'll turn it off for a little bit. I don't want to get involved in all that. Some of it can be triggering. I will always offer kind words or send good vibes, or send up a little prayer if needed. I just don't like to get too immersed in it. um So I made the comment in the chat. I was like, yeah, you were the support system, and then you turn around and make it into content. Good friend. Well, I was tagged in a post with something that Nicolina had said about another situation months ago. And they're like, well, kind of like this, huh? Well, yeah. My comment on that post was, and I have said this numerous times, it's not a secret. Nobody is innocent. Everyone has done shady things. Some of us have done different levels of shady things, and it is what it is. Everyone knows what they're guilty of. Everyone knows. I just thought it was weird to like throw that into the other live stream Because at the end of the day, does it really matter? Gypsy's not going to admit that she did it or not. I don't need any concrete receipts. Now, this is just me personally. I feel like I have to stress that over and over and over again. I never expect anyone to share the same opinions as me. I like differing opinions. That's what makes the world go round. I don't want to be robots. I don't want people around me who just hang on to my every word and have every same feeling that I have. I'm going to get bored. I like a challenge. I like a two-sided conversation where we can toss ideas around and, maybe I can open someone's eyes to something or they can open mine. So, yes, I don't feel like everyone owes me a hard copy of a receipt or a screenshot or a recording or this or that, because I want to be able to form my own independent opinion. Now, that being said, it was a few days after that, we did see some screenshots of Gypsy sending messages to someone wanting to harass Bedak's family. Okay, that's real. Those messages happened. And then she wanted to call and try to make it look like Nick's husband was cheating on her through some like dating site or something. That happened. So when you look at those two things, in my mind, and I'm not saying it makes her 100% guilty of calling Kel's family, but when you look at just those two instances and how nasty that would be to do to someone, there's a good chance that she is responsible for calling Kel's family and husband. I mean, let's be real. And Mama T was going to swoop in and save the day and had Gypsy on panel. But all Gypsy did was deflect with her humor, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Like they were even saying, well, she can show her call logs. And it was never like, oh, yes, here, right here. Let me show you my call log on my phone right here while I have my camera on my computer open. Let me show you right this second. That never happened. It was more of a mumbled, yeah. And then she's sitting there with her fur coat on and her crown and her oversized glasses. Gypsy, ma'am, can you please do Chasing Justice is at my door? Because I would love to see what you come up with for me. Like, you have my full permission, because I would really get a kick out of that. Because you do make me giggle with these visitors that come to your door. But I'm just curious of how you would perceive me to be. Yeah, that is just crazy. And then, of course, Mama T is like, oh, it was Nicolina. It doesn't matter. Nicolina could go join a convent today and something happened on YouTube tomorrow, and she's probably going to get blamed for it. And yes, she's done stuff in the past. And I think that was the point of the community post that I was tagged in, is because I was told to stick my whole chest out and let everyone know that I don't agree with some of the stuff that Nick does. Newsflash, she already knows that. She already knows. Everybody already knows, because I've said it 1,156 times. And you know what? I'm not expected to agree with everything that everyone does. I've never been told, not one single time. And this is going to segue into a comment that was made today. Well, I invited her to the chat. I mean, if she wants to come on the panel, I don't have any objection to anyone coming up here, as long as they don't act like an ass, because ain't nobody got time for that. Like, it's no secret. So that shows me that either they don't actually listen to my lives, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm not worried about the views and the numbers and all that shit. I'm really not. If I was, I would be going live a lot more often than I do. Um, but I don't need to puff my whole chest out because we all bring different dynamics to the table. And I think everyone is well aware that when it comes to, I'm not going to be the one that volunteers to do some of the things, I'm just not. That's not who I am. And it's okay that I don't agree with some things that people do. And, the ones that are wanting to complain about Nicolina or anyone else do it, they're not freaking exempt. They're doing the same damn thing. And that was said in the live about, Kels, about saying that Kels wasn't necessarily lying, but that maybe her husband was setting her up. So what I gathered from that was, as long as you admit that you are going to do stuff like that, then they can tolerate it, right? Because you have the Katies and all the other people who say that all the real life stuff has to stop. Well, they're all in the chats while it's going on. So, I mean, Nicolina's pretty open about what she does or what she has done. She's admitted to it. So why is it okay for other people, but not for her, right? It's like a catch-22 no matter what. You can't win for losing. It's just getting to the point where it's really ridiculous. Like, I can maintain a level of peace around YouTube because I am that gray area. I don't care what y'all do either way, as long as you don't come for my kids. And that leads me up to a comment that was made today under a post with some screenshots. Now, we have a news channel here who is very actually factual, and it's 100% truth, right? Like, that is brought to our attention all the time. But I'm going to tell you that some things have slipped through the cracks because it's not all factual. Okay. Nick made a community post about some screenshots about a creator and the way she talks about her friends. Okay. Well, yesterday during the news live, it was stated that those screenshots were possibly fabricated, um, but that they were definitely meant to say that the conversation in those screenshots happened between the news anchor and the other creator. Well, that was never said. Nobody ever said that the news anchor was a participant in those messages. Those messages were sent using a text now number, and it wasn't stated who the conversation was between. So nobody ever said that it was you, Miss News Ma'am. Nobody ever said that. It wasn't in the post. It wasn't said during a live. It wasn't in any of the comments. So I don't know who told you that anybody over here was saying that it was you, but no one ever did. So we're just going to correct that fact right there. Okay. Another thing, it was stated that Nicolina said that a certain creator had a sexual relationship with Stinky Brown. That was never said. It was emotional. Nothing physical was ever mentioned. So we're just going to correct that. So that's just two instances of things that were not factual. We can back it up a little bit and bring it back around to the whole doxing of El Kennedy thing. No, Elle Kennedy never thought that getting struck meant she was doxxed. Nobody ever talked about that. Nobody ever talked about her being doxxed. I never said that I got attacked in the news channel's chat. I simply said that people expected me to have the proof that this was going on. Well, I would think that the proof would come from whoever sent the news station the messages saying that it was happening. Also, and I don't know if this is true, um, so I'm not going to say that it's factual or actual, but I heard that the news anchor was under the impression that I was talking about or criticizing or, just being inconsiderate about her alcohol struggles. That never happened. What I did say during my live when I talked about that, I did in fact say that I think that someone who has struggled with something like alcohol or substance abuse should not criticize other people who are facing the same demons. And I stand by that. I absolutely do. I think that people who have gone through it should know better than anyone else what it's like. And even if you don't like that person, you have the ability to keep some thoughts and comments to yourself. And that was in reference to someone in our community who is doing great at in her recovery process. I don't think she's in here, so I'm not going to name her, but I know that, I like her and I wish her the best and I hope she continues on a good path of, you know, not drinking. I will always cheerlead for someone who is trying really hard to overcome issues like that because it's an illness, right? Addiction to anything is an illness. Usually people who are dependent upon alcohol or drugs, or you can be addicted to just about anything. They're trying to fill a void, right? So it's a hard process. It can be a very hard process to go through because not only are you trying to fight the addiction, but you're also trying to repair whatever part of you is damaged that you're trying to get away from. Judah, my dog's trying to chase a bird in the pool and he's going to end up messing it up. Um, that's a good point, KJ3. It is hard to hear clearly when you only listen to the voices in your head. And people who are dealing with stuff like that, that was the only thing I mentioned. Is I said that since the news anchor had been through it, she should have a little more compassion. So today, hold on one second. Okay. Um, so today on the post with the screenshots, someone had said, uh, they were saying that Nicolina should let it go. It's been so long or whatever. And I simply responded and said, well, from what I see, a lot of people haven't let stuff go. She's not the only one talking about it. She wouldn't be talking about stuff that happened over a year ago or 6 months ago if someone else hadn't brought it up. There's stuff in people's vaults. We are all well aware of that. If someone mentions something and someone has something that they can retort or prove it wrong, it's going to happen. So buckle up. Well, then I was told, and they weren't mean about it. They weren't mean to me at all. That's not what I'm saying. But I was told that I said, I've never been told that I had to choose or, fall in line. And then they said, I've never had it done to my face. So are you trying to say that I need to be worried because some of the mean girls or my friends are talking about me behind my back? Okay. And what people say about me behind my back is none of my business, because Lord knows that I have talked about people behind their back. I'm not currently talking about anybody that I'm friendly with, but before I got to know some people, yeah, I said some shitty things out of anger. But to plant those seeds in comments, like, I'm not worried about that. Nicolene, I'm not worried about that at all. Um, I feel like we all have the kind of relationship in that chat. And I know people are going to say, well, we thought that way too. And then look what happened to us. Well, okay. Look what happened to you. You've done the same things. I feel like if any of those girls had a problem with me, they know that they could come to me and we could talk it out. If I had a problem with any of them, I damn sure would go to them. I'd be like, look, you just hurt my fucking feelings. Can we fix this? Um, they know my boundaries. They know what I will and won't support. But newsflash, I'm a big girl. And I knew when I joined that chat, I knew about all the things that had been going on and the nasty things that had been done to other people and each other and things that they had done to them. And I still made my very own independent big girl decision to be a part of that group. So why the hell would I start complaining about things that have been done in the past now? Why? That makes no sense. And here's the thing. If I were to say today, I no longer support Nicolina, the stuff she does, any of the mean girls, I want to come over here and hang out with y'all, I would be welcome. Because I've seen it happen time and time again. And in the post that I was tagged in yesterday, it was said that I won't say anything about Nicolina and what she does because I just don't like the other creator. P. We'll just say P. When have I ever said that? Because let's go back to a little history. Okay. When the whole situation happened, when Karen came between everyone and got everyone all pissed off at each other, I'm not the one that quit talking to anybody. All of you quit talking to me. So let that sink in. I never started any arguments with y'all. All those people sitting in those chats, some of my former mods who, mind you, still have wrenches on my channel because I'm too damn lazy to go in there and take them away. All of y'all act like I don't exist now. Not because I've done anything to you, but it's just because you don't like my friends. So you know what? Stay over there. Don't like my friends. Because at one time, you guys were my friends too. My YouTube buddies. I used to talk to y'all every damn day in Discord. Every day. You used to talk about my kids. You used to talk about things going on in my life. You told me about things going on in yours. And you know what? In the almost 4 years that I've been around here, all that crap that people have told me, I have not once shared not one lick of it. Not one thing. So don't you dare come out here and try to act like I am some shady motherfucker. Because I'm not. But I will do that whole matching energy thing. And if you treat me like an asshole, I'm going to treat you like an asshole. I have never come from for anyone's families. I have never attacked anyone's real life. And today it was asked to me how I would react if someone came for my kids. Okay. If people are going to make comments or talk about my kids on YouTube, It's going to have to be pretty bad for me to even give it any attention because, come on, I know who my kids are. I know what they're like and what they have going for them. Your words aren't going to hurt me. Now, if you come for my kids in real life, then I'm going to come for you in real life. I'm not going to bring it to YouTube. I'm going to go through the appropriate channels. If you try messing with my children, I'm going to mess with you. And that's just how it is. Because, and you know, anyone else who handles it any other way, that is their prerogative. But, you know, if someone shows up knocking on my door talking about they need to do a home inspection and all that, I'm not going to come to YouTube with that. I'm not. I will be handling it appropriately. And if someone does something like that to me or my family, that says everything about you and nothing about me. Because I have never done a thing to justify it. So just remember that. So let's just go over some bullet points. It was never said that that creator had a sexual relationship with Stinky Brown. That's just gross. It was said that it was an emotional whatever, which is gross too. Um, the screenshots were not about the news anchor and anyone else having a conversation. That was never said. So y'all can mark that off the list of the 1,000,001 horrible things that Nicolina has done. She never tried to imply or state that it was the news anchor and anyone else that had that conversation. It didn't happen. You're just wrong. It's just a lie. Right, Izzy? I wouldn't. I would be embarrassed if CPS, and that's just me. You know, I'm not built like everyone else. Other people aren't built like me. I would be embarrassed if CPS showed up at my house, not because there's anything wrong, but because when you make an announcement like that, people's imaginations get going, right? They start saying you're guilty of anything and everything. We know how it works. Dog, get down. Um, so moving on. This whole real life thing, like the news anchor is very adamant that people need to stop getting involved in other people's real lives. Well, that brings it back around to, is it just this side of the fence that people need to quit getting involved in real lives, or is it both sides of the fence? Because it's kind of hard to take anyone seriously when they say that, but yet there are in the chats and just cheerleading right along when all this shit's going down. And I know everyone says, well, it's not me doing it, it's them. Well, then get off my ass about being friends with Nicolina when she does bad things, while you're sitting over there being friends with all the other people who are doing just the same exact things, if not worse. Do you see how the hamster wheel just keeps on a spinning and really gets nowhere? Imagine, imagine if everyone just started tending to their own gardens and quit worrying about what everyone else is doing. I don't have the kind of willpower or time or interest to go digging into someone's real life that much to try to find out every little thing about them. I don't need to know what color they paint their toenails. I don't need to know, how they groom their pubes. I don't need to know what they eat for breakfast every morning. I don't need to know what they wore on the first day of school 25 years ago. I don't care. I care about the right here and now, the things that matter, because all this other shit has gotten way out of control, and there isn't a one of us who can say that we haven't played a part in it in some small way, shape, or form. I've played my parts in certain things. It's not that I don't have the capability to dig stuff up, I just don't have the interest. I'm not interested in trying to ruin someone's life. Now, if someone talks like utter crap to me and just gets out of control, I'm probably going to talk crap back. But I would think that by now, people would know me well enough, or at least have a general idea of how I roll. Yes, honey bunny. The very people that are constantly squawking about real life shit are the ones doing the most, and have specifically said, I'm doing the most right now. I'm a terrorist. I don't get it. Make it make sense. And I hate that phrase. I so fucking hate that phrase. I hate it as much as I hate the word narrative. I hate it as much as all the other words that have been played out. Please, Santa, bring everyone a thesaurus for Christmas. Please. I'm begging you, big guy. I can't take it anymore. The kid talking the butthole talk, yeah. The ones that are like, stop talking about kids. Freaking talk about kids all the time. You don't see me out here talking about anyone's kids unless I'm like, oh, they're cute. Oh, congratulations. That's so great. Yay. Like, none of us are perfect. None of us. I'm damn sure not perfect. So, to the man who made a whole video talking about me being the most entitled piece of shit on YouTube, newsflash, I don't think I'm entitled at all. I'm just the kind of chick that is going to give what I get. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Is this what some of you people thought you would be doing as adults while you're sitting up there on your pedestals talking about how innocent you are and how you don't do anything wrong, and oh, this person did something 30 years ago. Oh, let's crucify him. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. You're not going to make me care. That doesn't mean that every bad thing that someone has done in their life I agree with. I don't. I'm the gray area. It doesn't have to be black or white with me, because I will put my own thought into it. I will form my own opinion. I'm not going to just follow what someone else thinks I should do. And if that means that I have to be in a lone party of one, so be it. I'm a Leo. We can survive alone. Let's see what else. Oh, the clip channels. For the love of peanut butter and jelly. Okay? Let's define clip channel, right? A clip channel is exactly that. It is clips of things. If you feel like the clips provided have not given you enough information, or you think that it's trying to sway you one way or the other, guess what? It is your responsibility to go find the full content of where that clip came from and listen to it for yourself. I've always said that. I have maintained that since the day I started. That's why I don't like go out of my way to try to get a setup where I can stream stuff. I'm not a streamer. I'm not. I never have been. I live in the woods. My internet just won't support it. I always get booted or it buffers. It never works out. I want you guys to do the work for yourself. I'll point you in the direction if you need me to. But in the end, you're the one that has to come up with your opinion. Or you can just sit back and be like, well, that's the way everyone else feels, so I might as well feel the same way. Uh-uh. Let your light shine, people. You don't have to agree with everyone. And if you're surrounding yourself with people who won't respect you or won't let you play in any reindeer games because you don't share the same opinion, then you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people. But again, that's just my opinion. You can hang out with whoever you want to. I'm not going to hate you for it. There are people who used to be close to me that I used to get along with really well who hang out over there now. I don't hate them for it. I'm not going to hate them because they don't want to play with me anymore. Okay. I'll still be cordial. I can be cordial and nice to anyone. It's very simple with me. I'm probably one of the easiest people in the world to get along with until I'm not. And it takes a lot to get me to that point to where I just absolutely wipe my hands of you and I'm done. But when I'm done, I'm so motherfucking done. And nobody will probably ever know that I got to the point of being that done because I'm not going to make a big deal about it. Because what's the point? So I can get everyone all in a huffy and, I don't ever want people to feel like they have to turn their back on someone that they get along with to benefit me. Because in the long run, how is it going to benefit me? I'm not out here collecting people. I'm not the people collector. My circle is small and tight, and I love every single person that's in it, and they know who they are. Exactly, Markella. If someone did something 25 years ago and nothing was done about it then just leave it the fuck alone. Leave it alone. Are you going to be able to do anything to change it? No. But what you are doing is you're allowing yourself the situation where you can do all kinds of crazy, neurotic, jacked up things to people under the guise of awareness. It's just awareness. We're already aware. Isn't there anything else going on in the world right now that we need to be made aware of? I can think of millions of things. And I've said this before. I think I said it the last time I was live. You can keep playing on the teeter totter of, well, they did this. That's why I did this. Blah, 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 blah. At what point is someone going to be the bigger person and say, enough's enough? I don't want to ride the teeter totter anymore. Hop off of it and let the other person go flying through the air. You don't have to keep playing the game. What is it accomplishing? Honestly, is it making you feel better because you have dredged up something painful in someone's past? Does it make you feel better? Because if it does, then you're lacking something internally. There's a hole in you somewhere. I approach YouTube as one big human behavior experiment. I'm fascinated by watching people. It's amazing to me some of the things that people will do. Sad as fuck watching some of the stuff that people do to each other. And that's not to say that I've never gotten mad for someone. You know, when people have done things to Nicolina, I've gotten mad for her, not at her. There's been times that I've been a little aggravated with her too in the past. There's times that I've been mad for Jimbo or aggravated with Jimbo. Crap, I even had compassion for Ernie sometimes. But then the reality of it is he brought a lot of this shit on himself. Is it making you sleep better at night if you hurt someone's feelings? Right, Lips? Okay, let's take Lips for example. She used to get on my ever loving nerves back in the day. But I took the time to observe and listen and watch. And I learned how to, I don't want to say handle Lips because that just sounds weird. But I knew how to handle Lips, like I knew what some of her triggers were. I could tell, I started learning the difference in things that made her upset versus things that made her angry. And then, the more I watched and paid attention, the more I saw that she didn't deserve a lot of the shit that was being done or said. Like, it wasn't cool. And I do that with everyone. There's no special treatment. I take the time to observe everyone because I feel that's my responsibility as a human being in order to be the best that I can be when I'm interacting with people. All different kinds of people come into your life for all different kinds of reasons. And I am of the belief that there is a lesson to be learned in everything, whether it's a lesson about someone else, whether it's a lesson about the world, or whether it's a lesson about me. I have had one of the toughest, most eye opening years I have ever had in my entire life. And I have shed a lot of tears. I have screamed. I have been angry. I have been filled with rage. But I have learned a lot. I have been through some horrendous things in my life. I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 fucking years old next year. Golly. It's crazy because I don't feel 49. Like, let's be honest. I'm wearing a Sublime t-shirt and slides and my hair's braided. I'm like the oldest teenager alive. But I've been through some things. Some things that, I don't need all of y'all out here knowing about. Because those are my things. Those were my obstacles to overcome. And it is my choice to decide what I want to share with everyone. Which is why I conduct myself the way I do. Because I know that it's tit for tat on the old YouTube. I know it. I'm a pretty tough chick, but I'm also a big old softy. I don't feel like, I wasn't always an innocent angel. I'm not saying that I was a perfect person by any means. Don't get it twisted. Because I was a hellion. I was adventurous. I was oh gosh, curious about everything. So, I got myself in trouble. I did some bad things. Nothing too crazy. I spent most of my teenage years grounded till I was like a junior and senior in high school. And that was just a whole other life altering time right there. But that's a story for another day. Hey, Kels. I was talking about you earlier. Whoop. It wasn't anything bad, though. I just think that with 2024 coming to an end, wouldn't it be great if everyone got their head out of their ass and just not necessarily ringing the new year together? Because let's face it, that's never going to happen. And there's a lot of people, what they've shown me about them, I don't want to hang out with them now. Whatever. I'll say hi to you in a chat. It'd be nice. But they're just not my kind of people. And there again, I'm not saying that the people I choose to have in my little circle right now are perfectly innocent, but I've gotten to know each and every one of them on a level, and the things that they have done, I can live with. I don't have to agree with it, but I can live with it. They know what they've done, they've admitted it. So if it's okay for all of you to just do your shady shit, as long as you admit it, right? It's cool. Then the same should go for people over here. Yes, Line Mama. I agree. I can be a total pain in the ass when I want to be. I know it. I know that I can be cocky in chats. I know that I can say some mean spirited things. I do. I can freaking come up with some stuff. I have my moments just like everyone else. But don't ever come out here trying to accuse me of calling anyone's family or fabricating anything or making up stuff about people, because no, 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 ma'am. I'm not going to do it. Doesn't mean that I don't think that some people might deserve some shit like that, but it's not going to be me doing it. And honestly, the stuff that people are bringing up and saying, well, Nick did this, it's not much of it's very recent now, is it? It's all like stuff. And that's the thing. Y'all have done changed her damn name to Satan. Really? What makes her worse than anybody else? Oh, wait. Yes, real life could be a real bitch. And then let's say, okay, getting back to the clip channel thing, because people are really pissed off at Elle Kennedy. Like, they just don't like her. But here's the thing, they liked her until she made some clips that maybe painted them in a not so great light. It is your responsibility. You can't say that she just clips things and changes the context, because the full context is out there. You just got to go get it. But I don't see a lot of free thinkers in these chats. I really don't. I get the impression that if the majority feels one way, then everyone else is just going to kind of get sucked in and feel the same way. If that wasn't the case, then a lot of the people that I used to get along with would still be coming in my chat. But see, they're kind of not allowed to now, I guess. Like, they would never show their face over here unless it was to come in here and like be the opposition. And those people know who I'm talking about. Am I disappointed in some of those people? Absolutely, because some of them I was very close to. But don't worry, girls. I'll never, ever share any of your personal life with anybody else. Anything you've ever told me, I would never divulge that information to anyone. That's not who I am. Yeah, that's that's exactly what a fixed sign is. That's right. LK Kennedy uses people's own words. Sorry if the clip isn't long enough, but that's the whole basis of a clip channel. It's not going to be the whole conversation. She might piece stuff together from multiple different live streams. So you might have multiple different live streams. You got to go listen to all of them if you want to form your own opinion based on what really went down. Otherwise, just don't watch her channel and let it bother you. Who cares? If you don't listen, it's not going to bother you. That's an interesting concept, huh? You know, another creator took my last live stream and reviewed it for about 4 hours one day. And I got a few messages letting me know that it was happening. And then I thought, do I need to go listen to this? Do I need to go listen to what may or may not be said about me? And then, if that wasn't enough, the news channel, I think I did like a 2 hour live that day. It was one of my longer ones. The 4 hour review only got through the first half of it. That amazes me. Like, how do you spend that much time on only 1 hour of one of my lives, Because I don't say that much. So that tells me there was a lot of filler content, maybe a lot of smack talking going on, or they just got sidetracked talking about other stuff. So the news channel then felt compelled to pick up and cover the last hour. I didn't listen to that either. And you know what? Because I didn't listen to either one of those, I didn't have any reason to come on here and bitch about anything. See how that works? Ha ha. There's a man who hit me one day. I think I got 3 shorts, and then I got a few minutes in one of the lives over something so silly. It's not even something he should be mad about. It's something that I should be mad about, but I'm not. I'm over it. It happened though. Even though he keeps saying that never happened. You're just trying to make me look bad. I mean, we can talk about it. We can talk about it right now. I can tell you word for word what was said. It wasn't that big a deal. It was just the fact that it was done. I thought it was ridiculous. Um, I only listened to one of the shorts about me, and that was the one where, the whole thing was calling me the biggest entitled piece of shit on the YouTube, which I would love a trophy or at least a ribbon. I would like an award. Or you could just send me a big fat cash app, buddy, because I'm entitled to it. Elle Kennedy is awesome. She doesn't do stuff to hurt anybody. I've only seen kindness from her. I really have. And people like Elle Kennedy, sometimes they are better women than me because they're things that she reacts with kindness, and I'm wanting to come the freak unglued. So it is your responsibility to find the original, listen, and form your own opinions. You have to look at clip channels like YouTube Cliff Notes, right? Know that there is always going to be something on the test that probably wasn't in the Cliff Notes. And you know what? When that happens, you're going to get it wrong. And if you look at everything like that and just approach every situation or every argument or every he said, she said like that, just know that when you're watching a clip channel, there's probably more to it. It's like watching a trailer or something for a movie, right? You see a little snippet of it, and if it looks interesting, if it catches your attention, you want to go watch the whole movie. But there again, that's just how I do things. I don't expect everyone else to do it the same as me. That is one of the like prerequisites. If you want to hang out with me, I expect you to put in some work. I do, because I want, like I said, to have people around me that I can have two-sided conversations with. I want people to challenge my opinions. I want people to ask me the tough questions if needed. Because as human beings, we are all individually amazing creatures. I love to get to know people's minds. But if you're just running around like zombies and robots and all sharing the same opinion because that's what the cool kids are doing, lame. So lame. The full context of my life. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little rambly sometimes, you guys. This I know about myself because, like, uh, my attention. That's right, Texas Kim. I do love all of our friends. And there are some people from, that don't hang around. Maybe that weren't even part of like the Mean Girls. I know this whole Mean Girls. I saw a comment the other day. It said, the Mean Girls are just played out. Okay. It wasn't so played out when you were a part of it, though. And let's be honest, the whole Mean Girls title is a freaking, it was meant to be a joke to begin with. And it just kind of stuck. But now it's like turned into something way more than what it really is. We're just a group of chicks that like hang out together and have fun. Sometimes we talk about people. But hey, we know that people are talking about all of us too. We were told that they sit in Discord and just laugh. They're all going to laugh at you. Okay. I'm no stranger to Discord. We all know that's what goes on in there. It happens. It's not a secret that people do watch parties so other people don't get as many views. It's kind of like with streaming each other. You don't. Nobody wants to come over here and talk about it. They're gonna stream somebody. Okay, it's okay. I promise. It's starting to get cold out here, you guys. Yeah, I don't care what anybody does in their discords. Knock yourself out. Has anyone got any exciting plans for Christmas? I think that's all I've got with the other bullshit, you guys, honestly. I'm sure I'll think of 100 things I should have said as soon as I end, but oh well. I need to get back on track with the fitness lives. I've kind of been like stalling out. Um, I will say that in the month of November, I walked almost 300 miles. When you say it like that, it just seems so crazy. So crazy. I'm wearing a shirt that I haven't worn since I was 17 years old. That was a good watch party. I love it when everyone can come together and just hang out and have fun. Because, like I said, like a few lives ago, I can pretty much find one good quality in even the worst person. It doesn't mean that I'm going to act on it and like let them in with open arms. That's not what I'm saying. But there are those people walking around here that are just ugly to the core. Horrible people. I need to start working out again too. I haven't been hitting it as hard as I normally do. I still do like the yoga and I love doing squats. Glute day is my favoriteest in the whole wide world. It hurts. It hurts so good. It was a good time. It was like it threw me off for a minute because I'm like, uh-oh, intruder alert. But then I realized what was going on. But it was smooth, right? We had no issues. It was a good time. We can only be responsible for ourselves, right? In situations like that where we're like meshing with people that we normally wouldn't, just always keep in the back of your mind that anything you say or do can and will be held against you if you piss off the right person. Like I'm well aware. I'm not going to say anything behind anyone's back that I wouldn't be willing to say to their face. Like I know that, and especially if no, Queen Ashley, my mail runs super late. It probably won't get here until about 6 o'clock. But as soon as I do, I will post a picture of it. Um, yeah, sometimes, I choose to, like, I don't like to hurt people's feelings. I don't. I'm actually very sensitive. Um, so I don't like to hurt people's feelings. But now, if you push me far enough, I will let you have it. I can be feisty when I want to be. So get out of the pool. My dog is so hard headed. He thinks he wants to get in that pool, but it's for a reason. I cuss a lot too. What happened? Tiny T, what's oops? No, there was no hate bonding. We were just hanging out. That's another term that needs to get lost in the new year. Hate bonding. Or flip flopper. Because when you think about it, we've all been a flip flopper at one point, right? Right. I never cuss either. Not one damn bit. Well, folks, it's been fun today. I rambled and babbled, and you guys were like so great about just sitting here and listening to me. I like it over here. I like my chat. You guys are always so well behaved, and I feel like it's stress free. Like, I want it to be a stress free environment. I want people to feel like they can come here and just, decompress. But I'm not opposed to shit getting rowdy. If someone comes in here and popping off, you guys do what you got to do. You know what I mean? See, I guess like when it comes to flip flopping, I mean, I guess from the outside, people probably think that I'm a big old flip flopper, because I've just kind of, but the way I see it, I've kind of just stayed in the same place and people have either flipped or flopped away from me, if that makes sense. Like, I've never been the one to walk away. One person I did. He's no longer on YouTube anymore, so we're not going to talk about that. That was a jacked up situation, but the people who were around at that time know what I'm talking about. Um, yeah, usually like when people are no longer associated with me, it's because they left as a flock. Like the herd kind of moved away and I stayed where I was at. There are people that left that particular, like the Mean Girls chat or left hanging out over here with all of us that I would have still talked to. But they chose not to talk to me, so see ya. Bye bye, bitches. I love Mio water. I can't say that enough. Go get some of the strawberry pineapple Mio Energy water flavoring. It is the fucking bomb. The energy part of it does absolutely nothing for me, but it tastes really good. I try to be sensible. Sometimes I lose my mind though. Like there are days where I just can't even make sense of anything, so I don't even try. I just roll with that shit. Yes, the cherry ginger ale is. Oh gosh, I don't drink a lot of like soda and shit like that anymore. Every once in a while, I'll have a diet coke just if I want something like bubbly. But like I said, I told you guys before, I used to be super addicted to Pepsi. I'd like mainline that shit if I could, but it's so bad for you. Cherry ginger ale when you have like a stomach ache or something. Oh. And then I was telling Texas Kim about this ginger candy I get from Amazon. It's like little pieces of like gummy ginger and it has like the sugar on it. So it's like sweet and spicy in a way, but like if I get a stomach ache, you just like eat a piece of that ginger candy and it starts working right away. Oh, really? Pepsi keeps you awake? See, I'm not like that. I could literally, and I don't really drink coffee anymore, but I could literally drink like 3 or 4 cups of coffee and take a nap immediately after. I did have a cup of coffee this morning, because it was so cold and because we got this new creamer. My daughter likes those flavored creams, and it's a marshmallow hot chocolate international delights creamer. It's pretty good. Made my coffee taste like hot cocoa. And then they have one that's brown butter chocolate chip cookie. Oh, that was good too. But the like looking at it from a health aspect, the rule with coffee is you're not supposed to have coffee before you have food, and you shouldn't drink coffee after 10 a.m. Like when you're looking at it as far as like cortisol levels and things like that go, that's kind of the rule with them. Judah. My dog is chasing squirrels, and so they're like going up in the roof of the porch, and he's literally trying to climb the walls to get to him. I know cookies are bad, but you know what? I'm fixing to send out a package of cookies to someone, and oh, they're so good. I have been doing like the sugar cookies with the royal icing, those really pretty decorated cookies. I thought about maybe, because I'm pretty artsy fartsy, right? You can kind of look at me and tell that I would probably be like that, but I am. I even thought about maybe getting a little cookie slinging business going, for some extra money because I got to start figuring stuff out, Some people know what's going on with me, but just, yeah. I'm not opposed. Like, I will literally go clean houses if I can earn money doing it. And I do. I do clean some houses. There's no shame in my game because I would rather do what I have to do within reason, right? I'm not going to go do anything illegal. Um, to take care of me, you know? I'm going to go clean some houses because I need to get this gift for someone. Which reminds me, if anyone wants to donate to the cause, no tips are expected, but they're all appreciated. It's $CEEJAY0024. Chasing cookies. That's another thing. I hear people like sometimes make like sarcastic comments about my name. They'll be like, "You're not chasing any justice. You're hanging out with da da da." Or my favorite one was, "Chasing justice. Do you think you could go chase some justice and bring so and so to my chat?" Okay. I'm gonna like do a little refresher about how I got my name because I think people think that I just plucked it out of thin air. That didn't happen. Um, 4 years ago, my brother-in-law was hit by a 17-year-old drunk driver in front of his apartment complex, and he was killed instantly. Flew up in the air, broke his neck, he died. The 17-year-old kid, after he mowed down my brother-in-law, went home and went to bed, which made doing any sobriety tests, it was impossible. Um, his family is well known in my little community. I live in like a little outskirty small town. So the jurisdiction that it fell under, they didn't do a whole lot as far as working that case. Um, it was raining the night that it happened. So what I did is I went out there to the scene. I collected pieces of headlights. I measured marks on the road. I waited till it was raining at almost the same pace, the same time of night as it was the night that it happened. And I drove from the gas station that he was walking home from. And I videoed the signs because he claimed that he thought my brother in law was a sign. He didn't realize it was a person walking down the street. So I basically recreated the whole thing. Um, it was very hard on my family because we had been through a lot with him already. I have said before he struggled with addiction and we had finally gotten him clean. He had only been home from treatment. Well, actually, not even from treatment. He left treatment and he actually lived on the streets in New Orleans by choice for a while because he was like helping other people who were going through some of the same things he had gone through. He was hooking them up with resources and just kind of being a friend to people, trying to figure out what he wanted to do. And then he came home and he was home for 3 weeks and then he was hit and killed. My husband at the time was a wreck. That was, I got it, Texas Ken. Thank you so much. Um, that is his baby brother. They're only a year apart. And my mother-in-law was a wreck because not only did she just lose her child, but because it was raining that night, she offered to take him to the store, and he said, "No, I'm fine. I'll walk." So there was some guilt, that she should have insisted on driving him to the store. That was a lot. My kids were going through it. And I stepped up and I was like the strong one in that situation. And I was fighting as hard as I could to get justice. Did I want this 17-year-old kid's life ruined? No. I wanted him to learn from his mistake, is what I expected. I expected justice. What we got, even though the kid had a cooler in the back of his truck with ice and freezing cold water and unopened beers in it, a 17-year-old now, not even old enough to drink. The fact that all the gear inside his truck, like the knob on his gear shift thing and all, was like alcohol related. Um, he was sentenced to 90 days outpatient treatment. That was it. So the process, getting ready to go to court and stuff, it was very hard. I was trying to hold it together for my family, but I wanted to get to the bottom of everything. And I was talking to my dad one day, and I told him, I was like, "Dad, I can't do this anymore. This is just so hard." And he looked at me and he said, "You're one of the strongest people I know. So keep chasing that justice." And that was one of the last conversations I had with my dad, because 3 weeks after my brother-in-law was killed, my dad died. So to all you assholes who try to make smart ass comments about my name, that's where it came from. So you can all fuck off, okay? Okay. Judah, come on, get your duck. Come, get your duck. He's determined to catch himself a little squirrel. Someone asked earlier if Peanut was still around. I don't know where Peanut is. I'm thinking that Peanut might possibly be part of the family that's living in the roof of my porch. So, yeah. Oh, thanks everyone. I can feel the love. Yeah, it was a horrible, horrible situation. And that's actually what got me interested in being a death investigator. You know, like, that process has taken me longer than expected because I am a mom. My kids are going to come first, and, trying to juggle other things that I've been going through and being a mom and school and stuff. It's overwhelming. So it's taken me a little bit longer, but I'll get there. But that's part of the reason why I chose that field. I've always had a morbid curiosity and the ability to handle things like death and things like that. Um, I didn't want, I felt that the investigation was handled poorly. I didn't want another family to ever go through what my family went through. And I know that there are families out there that have gone through a lot worse situations. Luckily, he died instantly. He didn't suffer, but he did die out there in the rain, in the cold, in the street, alone. The kid didn't even stop to see if it was okay before he went home. He just kept on going. And you know what? This kid is out here driving a brand new truck, still posting pictures all over social media of him hanging out at parties and drinking. And when I gave my victim's impact statement, I told him, that I lectured him as if he were my own child. I said, be bold, Betty. Don't let this moment define who you are as a person for the rest of your life. When one of your friends wants to get behind the wheel after they've been drinking, be the guy that takes the keys. Don't be a chicken shit. Learn from what you did. You took someone's life. But he didn't listen, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Hopefully he doesn't kill someone else, like a small child or so. That just shows you how fragile life is. And that is why I sometimes triple think decisions, before I act on stuff. I would feel like shit if I tried to ruin someone's life and then the very next day found out that that person was, ripped from this world. We've seen just in our little community on YouTube how fragile life is, how many people we've lost to illness and things like that. But that doesn't mean that you can just do whatever you want to me and I'm just going to let it roll off my back, because I will. I will fight back if that final button's pushed. So maybe next year everyone can find it in their hearts to just let shit go. And if you don't want to let shit go, how about just mind your own damn business? There's a thought. I know that's wishful thinking though, but whatever. I have kept you guys long enough. Um, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Rabbit snuck in on us at some point. Hello, Rabbit. Yeah, there's always going to be toxic people. I can't control what other people do on their porches. All I can control is what I do on mine. And that's all I'm going to try to control. So all you people that think that I should just puff my chest out and scream from the top of my lungs that everyone's doing something wrong. Nope. I'll try to go live more often. I'm going to get back into the fitness lives. I promise. I got to get my ass out there and start doing some fitness stuff, huh? But, I've passed my goal weight. Now I just got to like firm up all the old lady stuff, my face. My gray roots are showing. I'm finding some more wrinkles. I love pizza rolls. That's one of my favorite snacks. And you know what else I like? I like the little sliced French bread that you can get from Walmart that comes pre-sliced from the deli bakery thing. It's like $1. I like that lightly toasted with peanut butter and jelly on it. Oh, it's so good. Holy crap. $88 for StreamYard. I'm cheap. I use the free version. I can't do anything fancy. I can't play y'all any music from my phone or anything like that. I could sing for y'all, but that's a scary thought. Alright, guys. Mini Me is going to be home in about 30 minutes. So, gotta reset and recharge and get ready for that. She's like old Tasmanian devil when she gets here. But everyone have a great weekend and don't end up on the naughty list so Santa doesn't have to bring you coal for Christmas. Everyone be safe. I know that school will be getting out here in about a week for the holidays. People are going to be traveling. Just be safe. Don't take 1 second for granted. Um, you don't have to make amends with other people, like all the people you have conflict with, but maybe just work on making amends with yourself and, come into some sort of common ground within yourself. The things that are hurting you that make you want to lash out at people. It's time to just let shit go, honestly. Enough's enough. New year, let's start over with some new stuff. Quit rehashing all the same old crap. Because nothing's going to change. All right. I love all you freaks. I'll post some songs later for y'all to rock out to. All right. Love ya. Bye, fuckers.